I am here at the Marconi Museum, and we have John in the driver's seat of the Huracan. Oh, the stars! Don't forget the stars. But we have John here in the driver's seat of the Huracan, and this is the first time I've been in the passenger seat of this car. Also,
so I feel special.
Yeah, there you go. Of course.
I feel real special about this. Very impressive. the aero kit you put on the outside of this car, absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It's not the picture you sent me from Detroit. I looked at that and I went, okay, yeah, that's nice, that's okay. You rolled in the parking lot and I went, whoa. I mean, you could, with as much wing and canards and diffuser and splitter you got on, you're probably making 2,000 pounds of downforce at 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's heat. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Race car.
Absolutely. I always love the aero style,
yeah.
the aircraft style stuff they got on that. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, this interior is top tier, I think.
Yeah,
one of the sweetest.
It is.
And so you hit the paddle shifter to go into gear.
Vegematic. Yep. You got it.
Oh, this is exciting. I've never been in a passenger seat yet of the Huracan, and here I am.
Well, this is not my car. You're gonna take it very easy. I tell you what, that exhaust is nice.
Yeah.
Whose exhaust is it?
DMC exhaust. So they custom made it, handmade it.
They handmade this exhaust? Is that Inconel or stainless?
Stainless.
Wow, it's beautiful. You know what I like about it is it shows really well on the back. Since you removed all the grill and the back cover, it's pretty outstanding.
Yeah, and that was the whole goal of it. Just them to make something extremely custom like that and it being able to be seen. Because a lot of people, they buy these exhausts and stuff and they're like extremely expensive.
Oops.
Push it back up. Yep, there it goes.
There it goes. I just wanted to go to this mirror and open it up a little, just a little bit.
But the people, they buy these like plain exhaust and everything and be like, oh, I got an exhaust and stuff. I want to get a custom exhaust and be like, oh, I got an exhaust.
Have these guys jigged this exhaust so they can reproduce them?
Nope, I don't think so.
Just a single hand build.
Yep, but I'm pretty sure they could remake it, but
well, they may end up going in production after they see your video and see how it works.
Right.
And you're thinking about hanging a couple of snails on this thing?
Yeah, eventually though. Not too soon. Y'all at the Saint Squad, they've been asking about it, and I told them not too soon.
Okay, here's what you do. You got to make me. Okay, you got to go to 4-day driving school.
Okay.
Okay. We don't want to have it. Well, you don't have a McLaren incident. Wow, that is very nice.
Yeah.
What I like about it is it's just really smooth, and you're right. The difference between the McLaren and this car is big time. I mean, the McLaren is a lot more civilized.
Yep.
And I know the McLaren makes you feel a lot more confident. And this gives you, what am I looking for? A more visceral ride. You feel the road, feel also, it's a rougher riding car.
Yep, exactly.
Dude, that is wicked. That really sounds nice. Really sounds nice.
It sounds so different being in the passenger seat. I feel like now that I'm in the passenger seat, I listen to more of it and it just sounds insane.
Yeah, you're not having to concentrate on everything.
Yep, exactly.
Are you freaking out with me at the wheel yet?
Nah, not yet.
That is really nice. And what's nice about it is you can drive it. I mean, it's not a grocery getter, but it's tame enough where you can do whatever you wanted with it.
Yep, exactly.
Like I said, with all the wing you got hung on this thing, the aero kit, that front with the splitter and the diffusers or the canards you've got on the side. When we were driving Daytona, to give you an idea, we were in what they called a Camel Light car, and the Camel Light car made about 500 horsepower V6 Buick, and we were normally aspirated. And when we took the rear wing and put it up 2 notches and then put the canards on it and put the bigger canards on it and the larger splitter, it slowed us down. We were doing about 186 miles an hour down the front straightaway going into what they call NASCAR 1, to the first turn, and it goes into the infield off the high bank. And it would slow the car down 25 miles an hour. And we were losing 3.5, 4 seconds. So you got to ask yourself, when you're doing that, where do you spend the majority of your time? Well, you spend the majority of your time flat on the throttle through the oval.
Right.
So you've got to tune that car to where you get the straight line speed, but yet you want enough downforce when you get into the infield and drive the windies on the infield, the car still sticks for you, and
right.
you want that. So it's a subtle blend. So you pick up time based on the computer and adjusting the wings anywhere you want. With the amount of wing you're carrying on the rear, I thought, you know, we got a 71-inch wing on the Corvette. I thought we put a lot of wing on that thing, dude. That wing's gotta be an 85-inch wing, and it's like a frickin' surfboard. Bless this car. Serious. You're going to driving school.
Okay, I am.
This is fatherly advice I'm giving you. You're going to driving school. I'll set it up with the guys. I know the guys at the school, and we'll get your butt over there, and you can do a video shoot on that, YouTube shoot on that. But you know, this thing you gotta respect.
Yeah.
You start hanging snails on this thing and add another 300 or 400 horse to it, and you're gonna have yourself a field day. What we need to do is, with the museum and the foundation, we take these cars out and they get notoriety. You get people following it. And that helps bring people to the museum and the foundation to generate money for kids.
Yeah.
And you know as well as I do. And the bottom line is, if you don't use it, you lose it. You got to drive these cars. I mean, we've got that Testarossa in there that's for sale. It's probably the lowest. What am I looking for? A mileage Testarossa at 170 miles. And this TR, it's incredible. But the best thing you can do for the value of the car is the low mileage, and it's still got the plastic on the interior and everything else. The worst thing you can do for the car is no mileage, and you know that.
Yeah, I know that.
And you drive them and drive them and drive them. So
yeah, that's why I buy my cars with all the high mileage, because when I doing stuff, I road trips or going somewhere, I don't want the car breaking down because nobody drove it.
No.
Nobody drove it.
You know, and seals go out, things go out, modules go out, relays go out. I mean, the electronics take a beating, and then like my 348 race car, we raced the snot out of it. We were $6-7 grand every shift, a red line, and we won the US2, won the championship, second in the world finals, and first in the world time trials. If you don't drive it hard to its potential, it never stays at that potential. And that's just, these cars have been designed to run hard.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about stepping on the rev limiter and blowing exhaust out the back and fire and stuff. That, you know, the Lamborghini dealerships love that because it's big money for them to put a new motor in those cars.
Exactly. I needed that just to experience how this thing actually is without me.
As we rolled onto it, you could feel it, the rear step out, brake loose a little bit, and traction control, the yaw control, grabbed a hold of it right away, and it's very comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, if you get it in the wet and do that, okay, all the electronics in the world, and once you get the load transferred, it's not going to help. So just remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Been there, done that?
I'm driving. Yeah, I'm a pretty good driver. I think I learned from experience.
Yeah. If there's anything that says cameras.
Gosh. Well, now I know it.
Right at the light.
Oh my God.
Very impressive car.
Yeah, it is.
Very impressive.
Wow, that sounds good. Oh my God.
Is that the first time you rolled onto it?
Yeah, literally my first time driving it like this. I don't know why, but that sounds good.
Yeah, it is. It is impressive. Do you have that starlight installed on the ceiling?
Yeah, and it's a shooting star too.
That's pretty cool.
Gosh, I love the pops.
Yeah, poppets are great. My only problem is I'm old school. My foot would fall asleep and want something to do without a clutch.
Like I was saying in the car, I really needed that because for some reason I haven't had the, I don't want to say opportunity, but I haven't really like drove the car hard how I should have drove the car hard just to learn the car. And I feel like once you get a car, you need to drive it that way just so you can know and get in touch with the car, be one with the car, and just feel it out. And the car speaks to you, and you know what its limits are and how you can drive it and stuff. Like I did that with the AMG. That's why me and the AMG is like AMG right here and the skin tight beat, you know. But I honestly really needed that. How was it? How's the drive?
It's an impressive car. It's really manageable. It's not what I thought it was going to be. You know, I mean, you take a look at the McLarens, and the McLarens are more ride sensitive. They're more a not so visceral ride. They do a lot of stuff for you.
Yeah.
And they're ultra fast, and they give you a real sense of comfort. But you're right. You hit it right on the head. It's not an uneasy feeling, but it's a driver's car.
Yeah.
When you get in it, you can definitely feel it's different than the McLaren. It moves around, it bounces, you feel the road, and all this stuff is coming up and transmitting to you.
Yeah.
And it's how you receive it. And then with the exhaust you hung on it and all the wings and stuff on it, this thing now sticks like glue.
Yeah.
It'd be really neat to take it out. Like I said, we're going to take it out the track, and you and I will get out there, bring the Corvette, and we could do a lot of cross videoing and stuff. You got an idea of what it can do now, and we weren't even there. We short shifted everything from second, third gear up just to make sure we were, you know, going over the speed limit, you know, too crazy.
Yeah.
But the car is capable of stupid. I think this is 218, 217, 218 without the wings. Like I was telling you inside, you put the wings, the front splitter, and the canards on it, and the diffuser. I have no idea. And that'll drop you down 30 miles an hour plus, because you'll be making 1,500 pounds of downforce. Yeah. At 150 to 170 miles an hour with this car, especially with this barn door of a wing. I mean, you could sleep on this thing as a cot.
Yeah, this might get up to 218, maybe, like 220, 218. I think that's what this is, without all the wings and stuff.
With all the aero off it, yes.
It'll probably be like, what, 180 with all this aero in it?
I don't know. You take it out the track and find out.
All right.
With that diffuser on there, as much diffuser as you're carrying in this back wing, you know, the canards, it's gonna slow the car down a lot. But
yeah.
It's gonna really stuff it to the ground.
Yeah, and that's what I want. I'd rather have it on the ground than a straight bullet. Yep. That's what I'm into. I like corners and stuff, so instead of straight line, I'd rather it being on the ground, taking corners and everything.
This is way faster than the streets will allow.
Right?
You're thinking about putting a couple of snails on this thing?
Yeah, eventually. They, you know, my Saint squad, they talking about, we need twin turbos next. I told them, I said, it's gonna happen. Probably not next week, but it will happen eventually. So just stay tuned for that.
That's 800 to 900 horse probably, and that gives stupid fast a whole new meaning.
Yeah, it's gonna be moving in.
This thing is going in SEMA.
Yep.
You were saying.
Yep. So this thing will be in SEMA. So all we have left is to lower it and then do the rims, and that's it, and it'll be in SEMA just like this. So.
You taking your Merc to SEMA too?
Yep. That'll be in SEMA also. That's getting its new rims and all that stuff.
Whose booth are they going in?
This is going in DNA's, and AMG is going in Brohana.
Whatever that is. Okay, yeah, whatever that is will be good.
All right. What is that? That looks like grape juice. I don't know.
Yeah, so this stuff, I believe this stuff is made.
Yeah, what? We're getting tacos right now.
Yeah, Mexico.
Okay.
And it's incredible.
I'll try that next time, you know.
Yep.
We're getting tacos. You know I'm picky. I just watch my basic taco. Don't worry. Look how freaking basic this is. So you guys should know Marconi Museum, Michael Schumacher's F1 car that I was lucky to sit in. Thank you. So I had a crazy idea, which I'm not going to say the full idea before, because honestly, y'all, you never know who's watching you, and I don't want anyone else who has the same thing, has an F1 car of their own, you know, super rich people, to take my idea. So it involves starting an F1 car. John said he loved the idea, but it takes a $200,000 computer to just start this car. So it's not like you can put a key in and turn it on. It takes a computer, a full team of technicians, and these cars haven't been started in a while, so they have to take the engine out, make sure it's good and stuff. And yeah, idea would have been heat. I think maybe one day we could do the idea though. I feel like we can make it happen one day. Right now, we are about to head in the race car Corvette. Go for a ride in this thing.
You want a drink, Alec? Will you wait?
All right, now, these are old school seat belts. I put them in purposely. Here's what happens. You take that and you string it through. That hooks the belt together. So if you ever got a problem, you grab the red tab and pull it.
Pull it, and then everything
everything drops off. Now, this is old school's 60s belt technology. It's still, I mean, the antiquated latch system still works today. It's used all over racing. Now they have the barrel style, which has got 4 tabs or 6 tabs. This has got also crotch straps on this side. So if you hit anything on a heavy impact, you don't slide or submarine underneath the steering wheel.
Right.
So consequently, anyway, I put these in here because I'm an old guy and I enjoy them. But the bottom line is, frankly, they're a pain in the butt to hook up. They're easy to get out of, but a pain in the butt to hook up. All right, the motor in this car is a Z06. It's a 2006 Z06. It has been reworked heavily. The transverse mounted carbon springs have been taken off. It's aluminum frame car. We put Penske double adjustables on it, and it usually has about 250 pound springs in the front and 220 in the rear. This car has 600 pound springs in the front and 550s in the rear. It's running a full set of slicks. It is a full race car. You saw the wing, the diffuser, and the splitter on the back of the front. The canards are on their way. We'll have those sometime next week. Now, it's got the baby motor in it. What we did is this motor, the previous owner had a blower on it, and it was it wasn't tuned right, so it was detonating. So put a rod through the side of the block. So consequently, bought it as a salvage title. I guess I don't know, this is a rumor, the guy's girlfriend or wife, and I don't know if this is all true, thought he was having an affair. There was a big tall brass 6-foot lamp, and she grabbed a hold of this thing and broke all the windows in the car. And it was rumored that she dumped but barbecue sauce and honey inside the car all over the inside.
Oh.
The bottom line is, I love barbecue sauce and I love honey. So all of the electronic stability track has been disconnected. The ABS is disconnected. All the handling stuff is disconnected. So it's got, it is a full tilt mechanical race car. Just ran this car across the scales. It's got no interior other than the dash and stuff in it. And it's about 3,100 pounds.
Dang.
So it's relatively light. It doesn't put out a lot of horsepower, but it gets with the program. It's pretty quick. But that's not the magic. The magic is this car, you stick it into a corner, and you can come up on a standard corner in a 90-degree from inside lane to inside lane on a right-hander. You can bring it in at 45 to 50 miles an hour, crank the wheel, and it just goes around like a slot car, like you're driving on Velcro. There are no inner fender well coverings on the inside of the car, so you're hearing all the road noise and the stuff going on.
Yeah, see, and that's not nice, that's fire suppression.
Yeah. Everybody looks at that bottle and said, wow, dude, you got a nice nitrous bottle. I said, yeah, only if you're burning. Well, there's some rocks and gravel.
Yeah, there's some rocks right there. Dang.
You don't realize it, but you're running over that every day, and your normal car doesn't pick as much up. Number one, because the tires aren't sticky, and number two, you're not running the slicks.
The rocks is just crazy.
track, your car will perform almost as good as this.
Really?
Now the difference, the reason I like this car so much, and the Corvette, the C6, looks like a beautiful woman laying on her side. It just does. It's a gorgeous car. It's got the beautiful lines. And what we did is when we put the wing on it, we went into the frame rails, and then we extended the wing out past it so I can get the hatch open, and it lengthens the car, so it's got a little more beautiful and longer look. Also, it makes more downforce because the farther away you get from the pivot point, which is the rear wheels, the more downforce it makes without the same amount of drag. So you can put less drag to it the farther back you get it. In other words, less wing angle, so you get less drag. That is only 325 horse, just those two gears. That's only 325 horse, probably to the rear wheels.
And so that feels good.
Can you imagine when the new motor gets in? And this thing,
gosh.
it's going to put, well, 560, 580 horse to the rear wheels. It'll be a real, a real deal.
Yeah.
You know, the tires out, no tread.
Ooh, that thing is sweet. So race vet right there. That inspires me to make my own race car one day. Like I did want to make a track car. I had an idea of mine that we'll get to later on in the future. So subscribe, turn on post notifications. Plan to watch for a couple years, y'all. We're not going nowhere. And I am leaving the Marconi Museum. Shout out to the Marconi Museum for literally everything. The best ever. You want to come to the museum, make sure you go to their Instagram. Look out for their events and stuff to come to. If I'm in town, I'll always be at their events. So yeah, huge shout out to the Marconi Museum.